out your mouth, just take it. I know it ain't easy. But it's from the Lord had to be the one allowed, one way or another. So verse 5 said, for his anger endures but for a moment, right? See, the Lord will be angry, but it only endure for a moment. So even when you just got slapped or you're going through whatever you're going through, that ain't going to last forever. You'll be all good, especially if you really didn't get hurt. It's just your pride that got hurt then. So you really need to just chill out. I ain't saying walk up and slap me now, y'all. But go ahead. For his anger endures but for a moment, and what?
In his favor is life.
In his favor is life, though. That's what we're going to get on to. That's what we're focusing on. Well, when we're going through the tribulation of this life, we know there's something more important. Go ahead.
Weeping may endure for a night.
We all heard this, but it's so true. Weeping may endure for a night, but what happened?
But joy cometh in the morning.
But joy cometh in the morning. But you got to get through that night of weeping, don't you? You got to go through some stuff. Like Brother Jadar was saying, you got to even sacrifice at times. But that's people not learning that in the average church. But if he say, if you want the joy, you're going to have to go through some weeping for a night, don't you? But that's what your confidence is that it's going to be over in a little while. It's going to be all over and I'm going to be straight. So regardless, you can keep doing God's will. Let's move a little farther. Go to James, the first chapter. Go to James, the first chapter. Back to the New Testament. This is, see, that's why we call what we do, we don't even call them sermons, really. Because we want people to understand we do Bible lessons. And when I say Bible, I mean the whole Bible. Old Testament, New Testament. We leave the Psalms, we're going to go to the New Testament. It's the same message, though. James 1 and verse 1. James 1 and verse 1. Okay? Go ahead.
James, a servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greet.
Oh, now, I just threw this in there because people think Israel don't matter. They think Israel been done away with. Because Paul, he did write to the Gentiles, man. He wrote to the Gentiles because it was time for them to hear the word, but that didn't mean Israel didn't matter no more. The Lord still had people dealing with them. James was one of them. Even Peter's job was mainly to deal with Israel, even though he went and preached to some Gentiles, but his job mainly was on Israel. Him and the other 11 apostles. That was their job. So James wrote to the 12 tribes, scattered abroad. See, that's why people don't think they're important, because we scattered in bondage all over the world. Scattered abroad. But he wrote to them at this time, saying, greeting, and he's going to teach them a little something. Go ahead, verse 2.
My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into divers temptation.
Now that don't sound like something easy to do, but this is what Jesus said. Be of good cheer when you're going through tribulation, right? But James said the same thing, because he know what you got to deal with, what you got to look forward to. My brother, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation. That means you're going to go through different things. Sometimes you just get finished with one thing, something else will be waiting for you. And that's where sometimes you be agonizing over one thing, it don't even be that bad. You sitting over there agonizing about something bad happen, something worse happen. You say, oh, I wish I had that other thing I was worried about a week ago. Oh boy, I was worried for nothing. That's why you don't need to let it bother you like that. He said, count it all joy when you fall into what?
Divers temptations.
Divers temptations. Go ahead.
Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience.
People talk, all you need is faith. All you need is faith. They don't understand faith at all. They obviously don't understand it because nobody never talk about your faith even being tried. How can you try something if you don't think you even got to do nothing? Satan is going to try to stop you from overcoming. And your job is to continually overcome. That's why the title is Overcoming All Things. Whatever it is, you can deal with it and you can overcome. Because we truly are dealing with the mighty God. So what's too hard for him? That's why even when something bad happens, instead of really agonizing over, hey, just look and see if you can find a solution first. And even if you can't find no solution, just look and see how you can just live like that. Because that's what you have to do. But now,